Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, CV, with another reaction video. This one was requested by someone in the chat, and it's going to be on George Carlin. I'm enjoying George's stand-up comedy, man. It's, like I said, it's not comedy, but I just love the way he thinks, and I love the fact that this guy is not afraid to talk about his homeland and challenge his homeland. Like, hey, that we have a lot of bull crap going on here, too. So I like that about George, man. And he's also a funny guy, full of energy. And yeah, so this is another one. And this one is called A War on Homeless. Okay. Let's get this to 100 likes if we can. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's do it.
By the way, speaking of American values, aren't we about due to start bombing some small country that only has a marginally effective air force?
Wow.
Seems to me like we're a couple of weeks overdue to drop high explosives on helpless.
It's the way he did that.
By the way, speaking of American values, aren't we about due to start bombing some small country that only has a marginally effective air force?
Wow.
Seems to me like we're a couple of weeks overdue to drop high explosives on helpless civilians. People who have no argument with us whatsoever.
We got the
I think
itch.
we ought to be out there doing what we do best, gang, making big holes in other people's countries. I hate to be repetitious, but God, we are a warlike lot, you know? We can't stand not to be fucking with somebody. We couldn't wait for that Cold War to be over, could we? Just couldn't wait for that Cold War to be over so we could go and play with our toys in the sand. Go play with our toys in the sand. And when we're not invading some sovereign nation or setting it on fire from the air, which is more fun, then we're usually declaring war on something here at home. Did you ever notice that? We love to do that, don't we? We love to declare war on things here in America. Anything we don't like about ourselves, we have to declare war on it. Don't do anything about it, but we just declare war on it. We got a war. It's the only metaphor we have in our public discourse for solving a problem. It's called declaring a war. We got a war on poverty, the war on crime, war on litter, the war on cancer, the war on drugs. But you ever notice there's no war on homelessness, is there? Nah, no war on homelessness. You know why? There's no money in that problem. There's no money in that problem. Nobody stands. It's true.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know, like, look, there's homeless everywhere in America. But man, California, man, I mean, you have a place that's just for homeless. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nobody stands to get rich off of that problem. You could find a solution to homelessness where the corporate swine and the politicians could steal a couple of $1 million.
What was it called? Skid Row. I just thought of the name Skid Row. Like, look up Skid Row, man. It's crazy.
Each, you'd see the streets of America begin to clear up pretty goddamn quick. I'll guarantee you that. I will guarantee you. You begin to swine and the off of that problem. You could find a solution to homelessness where the corporate swine and the politicians could steal a couple of $1 million each. You'd see the streets of America begin to clear up pretty goddamn quick. I'll guarantee you that. I will guarantee you that. Now.
Guarantee.
I got an idea for homeless. You know what they ought to do? You know what they ought to do? Give the homeless their own magazine. Give them their own magazine.
What, George?
It would make them feel better, for one thing. That's a sure sign of making it in this country. Every group in this country that makes it and arrives at a certain level has its own magazine.
Bro, can you just imagine a magazine from homeless people and they're just kind of going through it? Just imagine the photo shoot. Just a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? It's like no makeup is needed because, you know, their face already got stuff on it. And you go to page 3, there's a homeless guy with a nice, beautiful shopping cart with 4 wheels instead of just 2, you know, something like that. That's like a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini type. Anyways, I'm joking. Relax, people.
You have Working Mother magazine, Black Entrepreneur magazine, Hispanic Business magazine. In fact, any activity engaged in by more than 4 people in this country has got a fucking magazine devoted to it. Skydiving, mountain climbing, snowmobiling, backpacking, bungee jumping.
I see the
duck
point.
Hunting, shooting someone in the asshole with a dart gun, jerking off. They probably have a magazine for that. I'm sure they have. I know they have a magazine. Walking.
That's crazy. Walking, I know.
There's actually a fucking magazine called Walking. Look, Dan, the new Walking is out. Here's a good article, putting one foot in front of the other.
Oh my God.
Give them their own magazine. Give them. Give the homeless their own magazine. You know what you call it? Better Crates and Cartons. Then when they get finished reading it, they can use it to line their clothing. That's a good, sound business solution. That's the kind of answer you get from a conservative American businessman. Say, yeah, let them read it. When they get finished reading, they can use it to plug up the holes in them piano crates they all seem to like to live in. A good, sound, practical, conservative American business solution. I'll tell you what they ought to do about homelessness. First thing, change the name of it. Change the name of it. Conservative American business solution. I'll tell you what they ought to do about homelessness. First thing, change the name of it. Change the name of the condition. It's not homelessness, it's houselessness. It's houses these people need. A home is an abstract idea.
There's that language thing again.
It's a state of mind. These people need houses, physical, tangible structures. But where are you going to put them? Where are you going to build them? Nobody wants you to build low-cost housing near their house. People don't want it near them. We got something in this country, you've heard of it, it's called NIMBY, N-I-M-B-Y. Not in my backyard. People don't want any kind of social help located anywhere near them. You try to open up a halfway house, try to open up a rehab center for drugs or alcohol, try to build a little home for some retarded people who want to work their way into the community. People say, not in my backyard. People don't want anything near them, especially if it might help somebody else. Part of the great American spirit of generosity we're always told about.
Right.
Big, generous American nation. Ask an Indian
I gotta take this phone call. Mom's calling, man.
Indian how generous.
All right, let's get back to it. Mommy called, man. When mom calls, you got to pick up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Near them, especially if it might help somebody else. Part of the great American spirit of generosity we're always told about. Big, generous American nation. Ask an Indian about that. Ask an Indian how generous this country is. If you can find one, you got to locate the Indian first. We've made him just a little difficult.
Damn, George. People don't want to talk about that. As a matter of fact, George, not only that, we call it Thanksgiving. Thanks for what? Giving us the pox, taking our land, and, you know, and what do, George? We celebrate it. It's called Thanksgiving. Some people just celebrate Thanksgiving, don't even know what they're celebrating.
To find, or if you need current data, select a black family at random and ask them how generous this country has been. People don't want anything near them, even if it's something they believe in, something they think society needs, like prisons. Everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants more prisons. That's the new answer to all of our problems. Lock a lot of motherfuckers up. Everybody wants more prisons. They say, build more prisons, but not here. Well, why not? What's wrong? What's the problem? What's wrong with having a prison in your neighborhood? Well, it seemed to me like it would make it a pretty crime-free area, don't you think? You think a lot of crackheads and muggers and pimps and hookers are going to be hanging around in front of a fucking prison? Bullshit, they ain't coming anywhere near it. What's wrong with these people? All the criminals are locked up behind the walls, and if a couple of them do break out, what do you think they're going to do? Hang around? Check real estate trends? Bullshit. They're fucking gone. That's real estate trends? Bullshit.
That whistle.
They're fucking gone. That's the whole idea of breaking out of prison, is to get the fuck as far away as you possibly can. Not in my backyard.
Oh, man.
People don't want anything near them. Except military bases. They don't mind that, do they? No, they like that. Give them an army base. Makes them happy. Why? Jobs. Jobs. Self-interest. Wow. Even if the base is loaded with nuclear weapons, they don't give a fuck. They say, well, I'll take a little radiation if I can get a job. Working people have been fucked over so long in this country, those are the kind of decisions they're left to make. I got just the place for low-cost housing. I have solved this problem. I know where we can build housing for the homeless. Golf courses. Perfect.
Ain't that something, though? You know how big golf courses are, man? This one right in the back, like in my backyard, basically. It's 18 holes, and man, I don't know, maybe I can take my drone just to show you guys. Like, it is huge, man. It is crazy. Yeah, I think I got a couple of footage. Maybe I can insert up here somewhere. I'll try to do that if I can. Yeah. That's,
Golf courses. Just what we need. plenty of good land in nice neighborhoods, land that is currently being wasted on a meaningless, mindless activity.
That's a fact.
Engaged in primarily by white, well-to-do male businessmen who use the game to get together to make deals to carve this country up a little finer among themselves. I am getting tired. Really tired.
Sorry if I keep pausing, but I always say that, like, dude, I watch. So the company that I worked with, the boss or the CEO of the company that I work for is the CEO of Red Bull. Yeah, look it up. The guy's got money. And we had Christmas party, and for some odd reason, the guy was sitting by himself. This is the CEO of the company sitting by himself. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to go sit with him, you know, because everybody's like, oh, look at him over there, you know, brown nose. And I'm like, no, I'm over there like talking to the guy. First of all, he's a human being. Second of all, he employs us. He pays us. He takes care of our family. It's Christmas dinner and he's sitting by himself and he's the CEO. What's wrong with me going over there sitting with him? I introduced myself and the guy's a billionaire. So I want to pick his brain. So we started talking about business. But anyways, after we left, everybody's like, oh, you were just like kissing butt. I'm like, you guys, see, the mentality of you guys is so stupid. And that's why you're going to be stuck doing what you're doing. You're never going to advance because you don't think outside the box. You always think of just negativity, you know? Anyways, man, I don't know why I talked about that. Sorry.
They're among themselves. I am getting tired.
Oh, because he was telling me a story about golf. That's why I was talking about him, because he was telling me a story about golf when I was sitting with him, and he goes, I hate golf. Golf is just our meeting. It's just a meeting outside. That's really it. And then the next guy, I go, hey, do you have a person that can do this? Yes, I have a contractor for electrician. This one says, yes, I have someone who could do the plumbing. And that's basically what golfing is to these billionaires. They're like, yeah. He goes, I don't really like golf. It's just a meeting. Sorry, it made me think of that when he said golf course.
Golf courses, just what we need. Plenty of good land in nice neighborhoods.
I was a government contractor, if you wanted to know what I did.
On a meaningless, mindless activity.
I was a government contractor, so I did some work for Boeing, Telefonics, NASA, New Bedford company, Xfinity, you name it. Biggest company in the world. I've done work for them. And actually, I'm still under contract. I can't talk about certain things, but, you know, Halliburton. Yeah, don't just let it go.
Engaged in primarily by white, well-to-do male businessmen who use the game to get together to make deals to carve this country up a little finer among themselves. I am getting tired. Really tired.
Gorgeous voice. Got that energy,
I
man.
am getting tired of these golfing cocksuckers in their green pants and their yellow pants and their orange pants and their precious little hats and their cute little golf carts. It is time to reclaim the golf courses from the wealthy and turn them over to the homeless. Golf is an arrogant, elitist game, and it takes up entirely too much fucking room in this country. Too much fucking room in this country.
18 hole, man. 18 hole is huge course.
It is an arrogant game on its very design alone. Just the design of the game speaks of arrogance. Think of how big a golf course is. The ball is that fucking big. What do these pin-headed pricks need with all that land? There are over 17,000 golf courses in America. They average over 150 acres apiece. That's over 3 million acres. That's 4,820 square miles. You could build 2 Rhode Islands and a Delaware for the homeless on the land currently devoted to this meaningless, mindless, arrogant, elitist, racist. There's another thing. The only blacks you'll find in country clubs are carrying trays. And a boring game for boring people. Did you ever watch golf on television? It's like watching flies fuck. And a mindless game. Mindless. Think of the intellect. Think of the intellect it must take to draw pleasure from this activity. Hitting a ball with a crooked stick and then walking after it. And then hitting it again. I say, pick it up, asshole. You're lucky you found the fucking thing. Put it in your pocket and go the fuck home. Go the fuck home. You're a winner. No chance of that happening. Dorco in the plaid knickers is going to hit it again and walk some more. Let these rich cocksuckers play miniature golf. Let them fuck with a windmill for an hour and a half or so. See if there's any real skill among them.
A windmill.
Now,
That
I
is
know
tough, though.
there are some people who play golf who don't consider themselves rich. Fuck them! And shame on them for engaging in an arrogant, elitist pastime. Hey, here's another place we could put some low-cost housing: cemeteries. There's another idea whose time has passed. Saving all the dead people in one part of town? What the hell kind of a superstitious, religious, medieval bullshit idea is that? Plow these motherfuckers up, plow them into the streams and rivers of America. We need that phosphorus for farming. If we're gonna recycle, let's get serious.
George, the knees, the back, it just, oh my God, this dude is passionate about his message, his work, his comedy. That's one passionate dude. And it's not just the fact that he has to write these things, right? And structure it in a certain way where you can digest it, but it's the research. Like, he has to do some sort of research too to know what's going on in the world, right? You can't just mindlessly just start writing crap, right? He has to have some sort of research, facts, so you can tell he knows some things, and then he just kind of make it into his comedy. But like I said, his comedy has layers. And that's a perfect way to explain George to someone. His comedy has layers, and he starts to peel them off, but you just got to listen and take it in, though. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so far, man, this dude he's my kind of guy. He's my kind of guy, man. The fact that he's willing to talk about his own backyard, and guess what? That's the freedom that he has. That's his right, right? The fact that he can say, I love this country, but I can still look the country in the eye and go, hey, there's some things that's messed up too. You know what I'm saying? Quick question. Does George, back in the day, did he have like celebrity friends? Did he hang out with any celebrity friends? Because the way he talks about the country, I don't know how it was back in the day. I could definitely tell you today, they might just push you to the side because you're always talking about the country. It's like, well, if you don't like it, leave, that type of thing, right? So do you guys know, like, did he have like celebrity? It's not that he has to have celebrity friends, but I'm saying like well-known friends that backed him up and just like, yo, this is how he is actually in real life, not just on stage. Because I really think he's like this for real. This is not an act. And so, yeah, because I don't know anything about George, to be honest with you. So the only thing I know is he was died when he was 71, basically. So, and this is the 4th video on George. So maybe I'll read more about him to see what he's done outside of comedy world, movies or maybe books or, things like that, man. But anyways, man, if there's more George, put in the comment section below, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm loving George Carlin, his comedy, his work. But yeah, this man has layers, man. I like that. Anyways, keep your head up. Love you guys as always. Till next time. Peace.